Daveyskills, back again with my latest installment in the Skip Barber Track Guide series. This week we've travelled to some random forest in Belgium to one of the greatest tracks in race car history. Let's learn this bad boy. So here we are coming out of the bus stop in first gear, crossing the start-finish line, and we're going to be in fourth gear as we approach the first turn, La Source. We line up on the left hand side and we look for our braking point just here. It's these tyre markings. You can just about see them. It is in between the 50 and the 100 board, and we're going to drop all the way down to first gear. So spot your late apex, get as tight and close to that wall as you can and get on the power very early, as we need to carry our speed down the straight, up through Eau Rouge and Radion, and continue down the Camel Straight. On to turn 2, Eau Rouge. Line up on the right hand side. As you can see, the curbing on the left hand side here, we're going to cut across that. We want 2 wheels on this bit of the curbing, and then we take the straightest line possible as we go up Eau Rouge and Radion. After the Camel Straight we have Les Coons. We're going to be in 5th gear. Now, in all cars on Spa you can use the curb on the left hand side of the track as orientation. Normally you'll brake just as it starts, just after it starts. In the Skip Barber, you do tend to brake a little bit later than normal. I'm going to highlight some tyre markings on the track, very faint here, that you can use. However, I understand that not everyone's going to be able to spot these when you're in a race, so it's just more of a feel and a timing thing. So we brake nice and smooth, bit of throttle applied under braking there, down to 3rd gear, and we aim to straddle the curb on the right hand side. Begin applying the power when you're on the curb, straight into the left hander of Les Coons. And from this point you want to go full power, keep the throttle pinned as we head into Malmedy. Flat out through Malmedy, simple, straddle the curb, and then up to 4th gear on exit. Now we're onto this lovely downhill right, Bruxelles. Again, using the curbing as our braking point, we go from 4th gear down to 2nd. It's sort of a double apex here, trail braking a lot, trying to keep the car quite tight and on the power early. Then we've got this downhill left-hander, which is quite awkward. If you use too much of the curb on the right-hand side on entry, it'll unsettle the car. So you can cover the brake like I have here, or you can just do a little lift and then use the throttle to keep the car steady. Be careful on exit not to use all the runoff, as you will get a 1x penalty there. Now we head down to the double gauche. For a braking point you can use these lights. As you can see, there's a green light on the right hand side of the track. We're going to drop it down to 4th gear and turn in nice and early. You want to get close to the curb and then ease on the power. You're going to keep it pinned and tight on exit as well. Up to 5th gear as we head down to Les Fans. Once again, we can use the curb as our braking point. We're going to drop from 5th down to 3rd gear and keep the braking nice and smooth, using the throttle to stabilise the car. I like to keep it tight on the first part of this complex. And then as we switch to the left-hander, we lift a little bit, keep the car nice and steady with the throttle, and use a lot of the track on exit. Quickly up to 4th gear before we head into campus. Again, using the curb as our braking point, we drop it down to 3rd. Again, we mount that curb, keep it smooth, and use the runoff. Then into stave-lot, nice and easy. Up to 4th gear, flat out, easy peasy. Keep it as smooth as you can to carry as much speed as you can. Down this back straight. We're looking forward to Blanchimont. Nice and easy, keep it nice and smooth, and apex early. Earlier than you think is something I'm finding quite a common thing in this Skip Barber. Now we're quickly headed to the bus stop, the final chicane here. Massive braking point you need to get right. I use the dirt on the track. It is quite a long patch of dirt, but there is a gap in it, and that's where I brake. And we're going from 5th all the way down to 1st gear, so heavy braking. And as we approach the turn-in, we begin to trail brake. You want to use all of the curb on the inside without touching the red sausage curb, and then try and line up the left-handed part of the bus stop. I do like to clip the sausage curb here. It unsettles the car, but in a good way. So I do feel like that lets me get through the corner faster, and then we're up through the gears and across the line. If you did enjoy the video and you're new to my channel, please feel free to have a look around. Got a few other track guides knocking around these days. Always grateful if you drop a like, hit that subscribe button. Gonna play the uninterrupted cockpit and chase cam laps now. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you guys next time.